But before you picked up the pickleball racket, before you even played it, what were your perceptions of the game coming from your background in tennis, Anna?
My perception was pretty negative because actually in my community here in Florida in about 2015, maybe one of our tennis courts was taken away and they put in 2 pickleball courts, and then like no one was playing pickleball. So we were upset. We went from having like 2 or 3 tennis courts having one less. And so it was quite a hassle. And a lot of people complained actually, and the community turned it back into a tennis court within just a couple months. So that was my first exposure to pickleball. But it's crazy to think that if I had given it a try in 2015, I could have been one of the true OGs of the game. But it was very negative to start. And then the game kind of started to pick up in 2021, early 2022. And my dad had been nagging me to play. So I had no intentions to really enjoy it or anything and get good. But by then I was a little less firmly anti, I would say.
So when you go back to your origin, your original thoughts of the sport, did you think it was a sport?
No, just a silly game for unathletic people. Just kind of the stereotypical view that people have today.
So when you were playing, you obviously had a lot of success with racket sports. You were a heck of a tennis player. You played collegiately at University of California. That means you were really, really good. What prompted you to say, you know what, I'm going to give this a try? Just to try it, not to think about a career in it, but just to try it. What prompted you to just pick it up and play a game?
I was just done with tennis, kind of after college. I was good, but not good enough to go pro. And so I just kind of knew that chapter in my life was over. And my parents were playing like twice a week, not fully addicted, but they were interested. And I was home, I was bored. I didn't start working until January. I graduated in May, and so I went out with them. I gave it a try. I played against them 1 versus 2. I was beating them. That was always fun. And there was a guy at the local park who was like, "Oh, you're really good. You should go play at this other area with some higher level players." And once I went and played with those people who were better, that's when I really got addicted. I have a little bit of an addictive personality. Pickleball is addictive in and of itself, but you combine that with, some people with addictive personalities. I think it's it's like lighting a fire. It's like, oh boy, you're going to be playing this game a lot.
At what point were you playing pickleball? Did you recognize you weren't just good at it, you were really good at it, and there was a much, much greater ceiling to then just hitting the ball and beating your parents 1-on-2?
I honestly think it took me a few months to maybe even until like my first pro tournament to realize I was actually very good, because I was only playing with people in my area, and I was lucky enough to get into a group with a few really good professionals. And so I was losing all the time when I was practicing. But then when I went to my first pro tournament that had other people who were a little bit of a lower level than them per se, and I did really well, that's when my life changed very quickly. Is kind of when I had that realization, when I played with people outside of my little bubble who were better than me. So I was like, oh, I'm really not bad at this. I might actually be a little extra talented than kind of the typical tennis player who comes over.